What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Because the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. Perfect day yesterday, 5-0. I did proceed to lose some money on that college football game last night on the LSU game, but hey, man, I gave y'all gold yesterday. But now one of y'all hit me with a college football pick, so this is in a two-way relationship right now. So anyway, we'll get into it real quick. Seattle. Still haven't covered anything since July. Connecticut beat them 93-86. Chicago, they covered a big number. We were leading that way, but we also had the under. Under hit at we had 158. It went all the way down to 155 pregame, but it still hit. Got to 153. Indiana and Dallas. Caitlin Clark went off again. They won 100-93. They covered the -2.5, and the overhit. We had the over 182.5. I think, 182.5. Went up to 183 pregame. Vegas and the Mercury. Vegas rolled on them. This one I also had the over 170.5. Phoenix, with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, had 14 points. Pissing me off. Vegas had 45, but Phoenix scored 10 in the first, and at that point had only scored 4 points, 6 points as I was bitching about them out loud. But they started to get it together. They ended with 28 points in the quarter, or in the half, I guess, and then you look at the actual box score. Then they scored 31 and 20, which is exactly what I needed. I needed 25 points each quarter. So I knew Vegas was going to get close to 100. I just needed Phoenix to break 70. And so glad that they finally got it together. Over 170 hit nicely. And we also had the dream. We had the dream to bounce back against the Sparks. Sparks had just had 2 good showings in a row, and that's why that number seemed to be short. But the Dream won 80-62, so perfect day. Called it. Anyway, no WNBA today. We do have a college football game tonight. Boston College versus Florida State. Don't really have a good lead in this one either. Week 1, it's kind of hard to predict. I like finding the teams with the best offenses and just, riding the team total over, stuff like that. But week 1 totals are pretty hard because we don't know how the changes are going to. We can speculate, but we don't know how the changes are going to translate on the field yet. So yesterday was a good example. Everybody had over in that LSU USC game. And I remember last year, they had tons of games that ended 32, 35, 44, 41, tons of games on either side that ended like that. So I was down for an over, but it didn't even get close. So today, Boston College, they have a new head coach, Bill O'Brien, former Patriots offensive coordinator. Brought back a couple defensive players. So they have a lot of returning production, new quarterback, or new returning quarterback, new head coach. Florida State, we just saw them play last week in Ireland, and they lost to Georgia Tech. They lost to Georgia Tech 24-21. As 10.5 point favorites. So total was also 54.5. It went under. Total's down to 50 right now. I've heard 2 sides. I've heard an under, and I've heard this should go way over the total. So not really sure. First game, I like to be with all those points in my pocket. Three possessions or three scores in my pocket. So plus 16 for the Boston College is where I'm going to be for this game. I'd like to bet the over. I'd like to see a high scoring game, but we'll see what happens. So that's where I'll be. Still sticking with the WNBA mostly because of how profitable I have been. But yeah, might be playing the football games a little closer to the vest just while I see if I got a good angle on them or not. But NFL is going to be in full swing next week, and we'll be alternating WNBA, NFL, or all of it the same day, getting into NBA when that starts up, and we'll keep it going. So lock those in. Let's get this money. We'll be back tomorrow. Talk some more sports.